They call him Seatin, the man of legends.
Hey guys, what is up? It is Seatin here, and in today's video I'm going to be talking you through Carnival of the Ascended. I'm going to be talking about all the various rewards, currencies, the best way to get currency, how to make the most out of the event, what stuff you want, what stuff you don't want, and just generally throwing around my somewhat mediocre knowledge, and hopefully you'll pick up on a few tips and tricks here and there. So to start off with the event currencies, now for Carnival of the Ascended there are 3 different types of currencies that will be in use. There are prize tickets, which can only be won from sort of doing various daily quests that involve carnival games essentially. So you can get them through all of the carnival games at any points in Sanctum, Meridian, Fortune Shore or Tempest Bay, and also by doing the daily raid rift in Shimmer Sand in Fortune Shore. The quickest way to get prize tickets is by doing the balloon popping carnival game in a raid group of about sort of 5 or more people. So that's the quickest way to get in them. I'll talk a bit more about that in detail in the future. Well, in about 5 minutes time actually. The second currencies are glass beads. Now glass beads will drop from literally everywhere. They're going to be dropping through pinatas which spawn through the world. Hopefully there'll be one on the map at the moment, and there isn't any pinatas up on the map, but basically scattered around zones there are going to be little icons which look like footholds, but instead of the foothold icon they're going to have like a little balloon icon, and you essentially have to find them, mentor down to their appropriate levels so you're in range of the level of the balloon. So for example, if a balloon's level 45, you mentor down to level 45 and then hit it and destroy it, and then you can get some glass beads out of it, and also a variety of other sort of vanity rewards, such as some old pets and a few old artifacts. And generally most of that stuff, most people who've been playing the game more than a couple of years, they have it all anyway. So but yeah, for those of you who haven't, you may get a few nice vanity pets from doing that. Now the final currency is auroral doubloons. Hopefully I said that right, but one of these can be gained once a week, and there are 3 things, well, a couple of things that you can purchase with them. You purchase any one of the 3 mounts, so Aurora, Nebula or Tindril, and also you can purchase this new Key to Dimension Castle Fortune. So you have a total of 4 things that you can purchase. Now one thing that's worth noting is that all of the mounts are actually bind to account, so you can create alternate characters and sort of just get them to Sanctum, do the daily, well the weekly on them each week, and then just send the mounts over after the 3rd week, and then you can get rid of those characters if you want. So that's a bit of a pro tip there. And then for yourself, you know, you can buy the Key to Dimension Castle Fortune, and really you can have it all. It's fairly simple to do. So you can create characters, and I'll go on to speak a bit more about that in a second. Now, the main rewards from this event this year, apart from those sort of mounts, I mean, they're the sort of main things that people focus on, but I think the main thing people are going to be going crazy for is the new mount that was introduced this year, called the Night Spider. Now, it's this lovely looking mount that's on the screen at the moment, and as you can see, it's pretty damn flashy, black and red. It's got a nice, a very awesome rib cage, and looks very steampunk and badass, and a bit gothic as well. So that's a mount that I imagine a lot of you will want, and are going to lust after quite heavily. Now this mount's bound on account, so you unfortunately can't buy it from the auction house. You do physically have to earn or get this mount, and there are 2 ways you can get it. Now the first way is through the Carnival Celebration Crate, which can be brought with either prize tickets, 150, or credits. So that's the first way. You can get it a rare drop via there, or you can get it via doing this achievement, which is come on and jump on my spider, which is, I think there's an innuendo in there somewhere. I'm struggling to find it, but definitely some innuendo going on there. But anyway, to get that achievement, you need to complete 4 other achievements, which basically require you obtaining pretty much everything else Carnival related. So you have to get all these touches, dimension kits, and the Carnival masks. Now, I'll break it down into sort of how much it costs to complete each achievement. So for the first one with the Carnival mask, you have to collect 7 different masks, which either cost 150 or 250 tickets, and the total price for completing that achievement is 1,350 credit. tickets. So 1,350 tickets for doing that one. Now the color changer one, actually you purchase these with beads, and beads are so easy to get, so you're not going to have a problem with that. But you have to have 1,600 beads, but by the end of the event you're probably going to get that automatically just from doing stuff like rifts, and they'll literally be all over the place, so you won't have to focus too much on that. Now the second one is the dimension kits. Now between all of these they cost 925 tickets, so it's not as much as the mask, but all in all you essentially need for those two achievements, you need 2,275 tickets. So that's sort of fairly straightforward to do. However, it is going to take you a bit of time to do, in all honesty. I think it's probably going to take, the fastest way to grind tickets is via a balloon stomp raid of 5 people. Now, doing that, you get on average 1 ticket every 15 seconds. So this means that every minute you get 4 tickets. So essentially it's going to take you about 10 hours of grinding if you did want both of those achievements to get, in order to get them out, which in all honesty, Tryon, it's a bit too much. You know, the fastest way is popping balloons. There's nothing that even kind of comes close to it in terms of the speed of getting tickets, so that is just, it's stupidly grindy, this event, if you want that mount. Now this is one thing that kind of does frustrate me about the event, just the grindiness of it. But I'll go on to explain a bit more. So you need 2,275 tickets. I'll provide sort of a bit further breakdown of the estimated time calculations, etc., for those of you looking to maybe look at investing time to get them out and complete this. Now the final achievement that you need is Tito approved. Now if you have the profanity filter on, you'll know that Tito actually gets all blurred out, and it's moderately amusing. It just appears up as stars because apparently Tito is considered an abbreviation for a woman's boobs, so moderately interesting there. So you have to get a total of, I believe it's something like, let me just count, it's something like 19 pets or something, and all of these pets drop from the lock boxes or the Carnival celebration crates in order to get that. So you need to get those 4 achievements, which aren't completely face roll. Well, they are face roll, they're just going to take you a bit of time. Now I'm going to come in with my personal suggestion what to do. So if you do the balloon popping, by the end of it you'll probably consider, or you'll probably find yourself on the end of a suicide hotline. I mean, 10 hours of balloon popping is far too much for even the most hardcore of Rift players. So my suggestion would be, if you create a new character, what you can do is you can level it to 10 and then run to your capital city. Now with the 160% experience vials and also patron status that a lot of people have, due to last week's sort of mishap with the chat, basically any new character that had characters on its account before about a week and a bit ago is going to get 160% vials sent to them on creation. So if you create a new character, you should find somewhere in your mail a message entitled "A Gift to You," and then if you just quickly pop that 160% vial, you can power level your way to level 10 in about 10 to 15 minutes. Then just run to your capital city, speak to Carmichael the Clubfoot, and then what he'll do is he'll give you a quest to complete 50 Carnival games. Then you go over to sort of the balloon jumping, join the group there, and basically every time somebody completes this quest, it will tick up 1 on your completed Carnival games, and therefore you will, you'll complete this quest in about anywhere between 1 to 5 minutes, depending on sort of how rapid people are going at this. Literally, if all your raids paying attention, they only need to hand in the quest like 3 times. So ideally, you could get it done in 45 seconds, this quest. So, it's fairly easy to do that, and that's the quickest way of doing it by far, because that method in total will only take you about 20 minutes. Now, assuming if you're farming tickets like this and you're trying to manually purchase the crates, which you need to get the pet from, then essentially it's going to be, if you get one ticket every 15 seconds, then it's going to take you 37 minutes to actually get your first crate. Now, admittedly, you can't do the crates if you want to sort of, manually farm the tickets for the masks and dimension kits. However, one really cool thing that does come from farming the crates is that there are items that you can sell. Now, if you're lucky enough to get one of the Dark Ice Essences, you can actually sell them on the auction house for anywhere between, I believe it's about 500 to 1,000 plat on the EU shards, and if you get a relic one, it's anywhere between sort of 3,000 to 8,000 plat, because they're like super best in slot. So what you can do is you can essentially sell some of those essences, if you're lucky enough to get them from the boxes, and use that to buy some Rex, which then you can convert into credits, and use those credits to buy some of the various kits and masks instead of actually farming the tickets for them. So that's a fairly solid way that you can farm them, and just a bit of a suggestion and a bit of a pro tip for you guys. So my suggestion for doing the carnival and getting the most out and just farming it, essentially, because that's essentially what it is. It's a farm event, and I'm really not too happy at the level of grindness and also some of the itemization, which I'll go on to talk about in a second. But basically, yeah, that's the best way to do it, in my opinion. And also it gives you a load of alts which you can go on each week and do that weekly quest and get doubloons, and then you can just send all the mounts to like all your characters. But usually once I've because I've got pretty much all of the mounts already on various characters that I want them on, I'll just create an alt, get it to level 10, get him to the capital city, do this 50 Carnival Games quest, and open the lockbox, send all the useful items to my main, which is Seatin, and then I'll delete the character and just rinse and repeat that, because that seems to be working fairly well for myself. Now, the final thing which I'd like to go on to talk about, sorry if this video is like a ton longer than my usual videos, guys, there's just a fair bit to cover with this event. Now, a lot of people have been asking about the weapons and essences, are they worth it? Now, if you have a look at this weapon initially, it's Breath of the Earth, and it's like, when you initially look at it, it's like you get in like a Chronicle. It's about Chronicle equivalent level in terms of stats, maybe a bit higher, but as you can see, it upgrades into this hammer, which is like really damn awesome. This is like almost as good as Relic Tier 1 gear, in terms of, so almost as good as the stuff that drops off like Crucia and Regulos. So if you ever look at it, you're thinking, wow, that's pretty damn awesome. But the thing is, every time you upgrade it, you'll notice you need these Imperial Vanquishers large cell. Now, if you cycle for the upgrades, the amount you need to fully upgrade an item is a total of 22 of these cells. These cells cost 8,470 Infinity Stones each, which means that if you actually want to get and fully upgrade one of these sort of amazing weapons, you're going to need a total of 186,120 Infinity Stones, which I personally believe is absolutely absurd and ridiculous. But that's my personal opinion. Like, that is just crazy. I mean, if you're farming zone events without a Violon, that's a total of something like 602 zone events you'd have to do in either Steppes, Morburn, all the level 60 zones, which give you 300 per zone event you do. And it's just absolutely ridiculous. So I really don't like that, and I wouldn't suggest getting any of the weapons at all. They're just a bit rubbish. Now, in terms of the essences, if you're a fresh 60 and haven't got Torvin Hunter's rep yet, the essences are actually really good. They do cost a fair bit of beads, but as I said, you're going to have beads coming out of your anus by the end of this event. They're going to be like absolutely everywhere. So literally, have a look at that. 71 wisdom, endurance, a nice bit of crit power. Now, due to the fact that it lacks intelligence, it's not actually better than some of the variegated Torvin Hunters ones, and it's not included in the best in slot list. So it's not best in slot, but it is really good if you're a fresh level 60 and you haven't got Torvin Hunter's rep. And also it's pretty damn cheap and affordable, in all honesty. So I don't see, you having too much problem getting it. So I believe that is pretty much it for the zone event, well, the one event guide, guys. It's kind of a shame that it's been made into such a grind fest, in all my honest opinion. I just think they took something that was initially very fun on the first one, and they've just upped it so more. And for example, token vials, they don't work on the prize tickets, and they work on the glass beads though. But as I said, you know, you can have glass beads coming out your ears by the end of the zone event, but they don't work on the prize tickets. And it's just like, most of the event revolves around jumping on balloons for like 10 hours straight if you want to get a guaranteed you know, awesome spider mount. And that's not a fun way to design a world event. You know, make it fun, make it so, actually figure out how much time does it take to do X game, and then, you know, scale it so it's all about the same, so people can play the games that they enjoy. Because it's so crappily done at the moment. I'm really not impressed with it at all. I thought, you know, they would have learnt a thing or two from the past few years, but it seems like every time Carnival of the Ascended comes back, it's the same old essential rubbish. I'm probably being a bit too harsh there, but really they need to jazz it up. It doesn't seem like they've poured any effort in to calculating anything in the amount of time that it's going to take people to do stuff. So in all honesty, it's a bit of a wasted event. I mean, I'd suggest doing it, and what I'm going to do for this world event is literally I'm going to do it for the Carnival celebration crates. I'm just going to farm those, try and sell some essences, make a bit of profit, and possibly get the very new spider mount in it, because, you know, also when you're doing it on alts, you have a chance to get that, and you can just ping it over to your main if you're lucky enough to get it. So that is the way that I'm going to go about doing the event. I hope you guys have learned a thing or two from this guide. I apologize, really, I really do, if I've rambled on for a bit too long, but any questions about the zone event, please do let me know, and I will clear up anything you would like to know about it at all. Anyways, guys, take care, and thank you for watching the guide. Enjoy the rest of your day.